Hey guys, welcome back. And as you might know, the Veronica Mars film held its world premiere at the South by Southwest Film Festival today on Saturday. And it was actually the first of two world premieres, or at least red carpets that they held, because I know that everybody associated with Veronica Mars held a red carpet geared specifically towards people who contributed to the Kickstarter campaign. And that's one of the reasons why we've been tracking this film from the get-go, because it's testing the boundaries of how projects get made, with the creator of the show, Rob Thomas, putting the show on Kickstarter and asking fans to contribute, and then seeing it go on to break all sorts of records in terms of the amount of money raised and just support earned for the film. And they were able to then put that $6 million, or at least raise $6 million to do this continuation of the story and to bring back these characters that were part of a series that lasted for 3 seasons and then was canceled, and some would say prematurely. So I went into the Veronica Mars screening tonight as a very casual fan. I've seen a few episodes of the first season, tried to catch up with as much of it as I could before going into the movie, and found that I was still able to really enjoy it. It's a great little standalone story, an interesting mystery. It's got a ton of snark and attitude and some really good sarcasm to it. They're just strong characters, and you can understand why they're so beloved. I'm so excited for the amount of coverage that we're going to have on Veronica Mars leading up to next week's release. We were able to cover the junket, and Kelly went, and she's going to bring back so much interesting, great, behind-the-scenes, in-depth Veronica Mars coverage. But I attended the screening tonight, and I stayed after for the Q&A, and I want to touch on 5 really interesting things that we picked up from the cast and crew of Veronica Mars, starting with the fact that if you know the series, you know that Veronica had a dog named Backup, and a fan asked if there was ever going to be a Backup cameo in the new movie. And it's funny that Rob Thomas says that dogs are really expensive to rent, and they were on a very fixed budget as it is. This is a $6 million production, though it doesn't look like it at all. It looks far more professional than that. He said he even contemplated having like Veronica looking longingly at a backup photo, because at least they could afford that, but it ended up there's no sign of Backup in the cast. But point number 2 is the fact that there are 60 speaking roles in this film. Now, it's a $6 million film. As you know, if you tracked it, a big portion of it was raised on Kickstarter through contributions by fans who just wanted to see more Veronica Mars stories. This film is ambitious, and that's the word that Rob Thomas used, the co-creator of the show, or the creator of the show, used to describe the production. 60 speaking parts, 35 locations, and because they had to get to so many different places and factor in so many different people, he said that the cast and crew were limited to, at most, 3 takes per scene. Sometimes only 1 take per scene, because they had to keep moving, get on to the next location, shoot the next scene. And so he said that the fact that this cast was so comfortable with each other and that they had such already established chemistry helped them be able to get through all of the filming that they had to do. Point number 3 is that they were talking about the fact that the ideas for the movie kept changing over the years. It's something that they've been entertaining for 7 years. And every time that Rob Thomas came up with an idea, the age of Kristen Bell, who plays Veronica Mars, always factored into the angle into the story that he was going to take. So one time Veronica Mars was going to be a senior in college, and then obviously as the actress got older, they had to change and figure out a different way for her to have to come back, or why they would bring her back. There was an angle where she was going to be an FBI agent, and fans listening to this might know this, and Rob Thomas said they came really close to making that happen, but part of the reason why they didn't go with the FBI route is because it would have been hard to find a way to factor in all of the characters that you knew from the original show if Veronica was going to be in the FBI. How do you pull all the people out of Neptune and use them if Veronica is an FBI agent? So this new story has her going back to Neptune for a 10-year reunion, and I think that works really well for that reason. Point number 4 is sort of bridges on the fact that it's this $6 million Kickstarter movie. Thomas was talking about the fact that he hopes that when the movie comes out, if it makes some money, if it's successful, if it proves that, he keeps using the word experiment for Warner Brothers, and I think that it is an experiment, and it's an experiment in movie funding, which is always a very fluid conversation, how movies get made and how you put money into different films that you want to see. He really hopes that Veronica Mars can be an example of bringing back that $5 million to $10 million type film. And if you can see a film like that succeed and turn a profit, and it's funny, like the horror producer Jason Blum is another guy who's putting a couple of $1 million into each film and seeing a great return on interest. Rob Thomas really hopes that Veronica Mars can be one of the first films to get out there and prove once again that these $5 and $10 million films can succeed and should succeed, and that there should be a place for them. It doesn't have to be indie or foreign film or, Transformers: Age of Extinction. There can be a middle ground to all of this. The final joke, fan asked, now that we've seen the TV show and we've seen the movie, when are we going to see the musical? And Rob Thomas joked that he's working on the book for the new musical as it stands. They also said that they hope that, for 7 years, anyone in the cast of Veronica Mars has heard, when are you making the movie, when are you making the movie? Well, the movie's made. It's coming out. You're going to be able to see it. So they all hope that the next question that they hear over and over again is, when will you get to make the sequel? And based on what I saw tonight, I hope they do get to make the sequel, because this Veronica Mars movie was a lot of fun. For fans, for casual fans, for diehard fans, I think it has a little bit of something for everybody. Stay tuned to the website all week long. We're going to have plenty of Veronica Mars coverage, and we're going to have more coverage from South by Southwest, so keep it tuned on the Cinema Blend. Thanks for watching.